cops have come to you, right? Have you been working on cold cases, I read? Or have you solved any cold cases?
That's a really good question. So
I know.
You're good at questions.
No, that was a good one,
Yeah.
right?
No, this is a really good one because there's a big misunderstanding, right? And you have to know that there are no official police psychics. So there are no time when a police department will come to a psychic or a medium to go and to have them solve a case. But there are retired detectives and there are independent investigators that have come to me when clues have dried up. And I used to do that work. In the beginning, I used to do that work and I got so frustrated that I stopped.
What frustrated you?
You know, what frustrated me was that the few cases that I did work on is that it was, and here's the thing. I think that kind of being an EMT, an emergency medical technician, which I was back in the day, and being a psychic medium, when I do a reading, I need to bring things full circle. For example, being an EMT, when something was wrong with you, when you were having an issue within your body, a medical issue, I have to solve it. I can't just throw a Band-Aid on it and be like, oh yeah, deal with it, right? I have to go and heal that person, help that person. So what bothered me the most about these cases is that when I would speak to somebody on the other side, and there were times when they could clearly tell us who did it and who is responsible. But the problem is that, and I'll tell you, and the police saw this too, right? The independent investigators and the people that I worked with, is that when that person was on the suspect list or they knew that person was there, the problem becomes, well, how can we try this person when there's no evidence, right? It's almost like the O.J. Simpson case, right? We all know what happened with that case.
What happened?
Come on, Howie.
Have you talked to Nicole?
I have not, no.
You never are you never just interested in like a case, not even to help the police, not even for someone coming to you, but you yourself are interested and so you want to?
Oh my God, yes. But I don't cross the line. So I wait for people to come to me. There are so many cases.
But you didn't did you solve a case?
Did I solve a case?
Yes, or find somebody.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But the thing is, like I said, is that at the end of the day, there has to be enough evidence to actually try that person here in this world. So what does it matter?
Well, I'm just saying, what have you solved? So then was there a case of a missing person and then you said the body is buried in that park over there and they found the body?
So I'll give you, I've never had a case like that that's come to me. I've had a case, for example, there was a woman, it actually went viral on TMZ. There's a woman who came to me and her son was on it's on YouTube. You can watch the whole thing. Happened a couple years ago.
This is on YouTube too, so you can continue watching.
Yes. So anyways, what ended up happening is that there was this woman who came to me and they didn't know what happened with her son. They were convinced that her son was pushed off of a train.
He disappeared.
I don't know if I don't want to say disappeared, but they found him on the train tracks.
And they found the body.
Found the body. And they were convinced that somebody had pushed him, that there was foul play, that was all of these things. And it ended up being the complete opposite. It ended up being that, her son was, it was an addiction issue that caused his passing. So that really brought the mother a lot of peace and comfort because here she was looking for the killer of her son, when unfortunately he took responsibility for that. And sometimes those readings are hard too because it's not what we want to hear.
But that is something, could they have proved that? Because they could have done an autopsy and seen that he was...
They did.
And you were right.
They did. Yes.
Or he was right.
Yes, he was right. I never take the credit. I never take the credit because it's really not me. It's the souls on the other side that tell me, right? And that do all the work. And that's the fun part is that I just get to be their voice and their message, their messenger. But at the same time, at the end of the day, it's like souls do what they do to help us to heal, right? So when we go through these readings, right, and souls come through, you got to remember that it's not like in the movies. It's not like, Whoopi Goldberg and Ghost, where there's a soul that's coming through that's looking to find that killer or to find that person so that this way they can be at peace. Your loved ones are already at peace. But the one thing is that they want us to have peace. And what's going to bring us that peace, right? Is it that the peace is going to be that we know that our loved one is safe and at peace? Or is that peace that peace that we're going to get, going to be about solving a mystery? For example, people also come to me and they don't know how a person had died, right? Someone just dies in their sleep or someone just dies unexpectedly and they want to know what happened here, what caused this. And that's where I come in.